Thank you. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
As you can see, this has 40 slides. So next few classes probably will concentrate on this. Hopefully we'll finish this quickly. Once the slide is over, we can actually start on the first exercise. Even when you are going through a lecture, your teams can start working on the weight estimation. Okay. So in this series of lectures, we'll look at preliminary weight estimation. We'll have before any weight estimation, you need the mission profiles. Okay. Now, excluding this solar operated spy plane, right? Which group is that? Solar spy plane. Which group is that? Are you able to hear me? Sanjay, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, you are right.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Which group is solar operated spy plane?
Sir, 14.
14.
14. Okay. So this weight estimation, you should know from exam and viva point of view, but from your assignment point of view, this may not be directly applicable to you. So what you should do is you should find your own methodology, okay, and then share with the class. How would you estimate weight? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Because this weight estimation is based on calculating how much fuel would be needed to carry. Then based on that, we have some empirical relation. Using that, we'll estimate the weight. When there is no fuel consumed, you cannot use this methodology. In solar panel, where is the fuel consumption? Where is the weight loss due to fuel consumption? Nothing is there. Okay. So tell me if any other design has this issue. You have to sort it out. Spelling is here, not corks approach. So we'll also go through that in a later point of time, but you can start off. So gross takeoff weight estimation equation derivation. Get the book, aircraft design by Thomas Cork. So the first exercise or second chapter, I think, should be weight estimation.
Yes.
You can, yeah. So you can actually, start off on the weight estimation. First, that will be your first presentation and first exercise also, for which all teams will be given marks, and not only team wise, based on presentation, individual marks also may be given plus team marks. Then, so we'll know how to select the empty weight to take off with traction. This is all part of weight estimation. Okay. So all this up to 5 is the process of weight estimation. Anyway, you should now be able to draw the mission profiles today itself. Then finally, we will look at what are trade-off studies. This is actually at the end of your design. You'll be making it almost towards the end, but you'll be studying about it early on. So typical mission profiles are given. You have to devise a mission profile for your own design. Okay, you can take these as representative examples. You should choose which is applicable to your design. So simple cruise mission profile is engine start and warm up, taxi and take off from 1 to 2. 2 to 3 is climb. 3 to 4 is cruise. Then 4 to 5 is descent. Yes, but S is missing here. Then 5 to 5 prime is loiter before landing. Then 5 prime to 6 is approach to land, and everything else is landing and shutdown from 5 prime to 7. This is airborne distance, this is ground distance. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 are just for this mission profile. The numbers can vary from mission profile to mission profile. So what we'll use is we'll use some formulae or we use some empirical method to estimate how much fraction of fuel will be consumed from here to here. Then that will be the starting weight for the next phase, next segment. Okay, this is mission profile segment. So then how much fraction of this weight will be consumed during climb? We'll have some formula or you'll have some. Then how much percentage of what is the weight at this 3? Then how much percentage of that weight will be consumed during this cruise? And so on and so on. Finally, you'll have the weight fraction at the end of landing to the beginning. Using that weight fraction, you keep on iterating. You start with the assumed weight actually, assumed empty weight. Then you estimate or assume total weight, estimate how much fuel will be consumed. So when you subtract the fuel weight from the total weight, you will get and the payload weight also you subtract the empty weight, and then you'll get the some empirical relation. How much should be the empty weight to total weight fraction for this type of aircraft? So we have some graphs. You'll get some fraction until you get the same empty weight at the beginning and at the end. You keep iterating, or approximately the same. The difference should not be much. Okay. So it's an iterative process. Some may get it in 2-3 iterations. Some may get the answer after 60-70 iterations or even 100 iterations. So I suggest you actually write a MATLAB code if you find it too long. Okay, it's a very simple code you can write. MATLAB or any programming language, Python, C, C++, Java, whatever you know. Now, this next one shows the fighter aircraft. The air superiority mission profile. This is typical fighter aircrafts. So, engine startup, same. 1 to 2 is same. Out to take off, then climb. Then first cruise 1. Then descend to an altitude, loiter if necessary, and then weapon drop. There will be a sudden loss of weight here because you drop the payload here. That should be the weight at 5 prime. 5 prime should take into account this like a weapon drop in addition to fuel consumption weight. Then it again, climbs up to another height. It's cruising at that height in this. Usually, it's very very fast, dash or something. Then it comes back to loiter, descent, loiter, and land. So this profile and the above profile obviously not the same. So the fuel fraction for both will be different. This is the basis for rate estimation. How much fuel fraction is there should be there in your design. In low-level strike mission profile, it is very similar to the earlier one, except that even before combat, there is a loiter. Okay, so here during loiter combat comes after descent. Here after a while, this loiter before combat comes slightly before combat. Then here it is that the combat one, either you drop the weapon or shoot at your enemy. It is very similar to your earlier air superiority mission profile. There may be strategic bomber mission where RF means refueling. The bomber may be stationed somewhere interior to a country to climb and cruise to a place. Then mid-air refueling may be there through some other aircraft. So if that is there in your profile, you have to add that refueling. When you refuel, the weight will increase obviously, and then it should. The other things are very similar to your earlier mission. Then UAV mission profile is something very simple. Idle or take off, you can even throw it as a projectile. Then climb, cruise climb, okay, then you loiter. If you want to survive, you're just loitering for very long time, like 24 hours or something. Then this ingresses, up to the highest altitude, egresses, away from the this altitude. The rough range is given. This is for a typical uh, Predator Tier 2 mission profile. This is for a typical combat UCAV and then descent. It's not combat actually. It is just observing. It's a spy plane. So they are also predicting if there is a crosswind, what will happen and things like that. You have to do all these things when you design the rudder. Okay, you have to take care of these things. 1 hour reserve loiter at sea level. So it should be factored into your mission profile. So here the height is different. The distance is different here. Okay. The speed for crosswind is different. Another one, notional global hawk. This was still designed when this slide was made. So and so on and so forth. These are not much different conceptually. In here, this 0.5 hours reserve lighter. So these numbers will be different. Dark stars on one more issue. Okay. Now we'll go to any doubts so far from anyone? It's time to for a small break or a joke from one of you or anything you want to share. Let me choose the person. Ananta Krishnan,
Yes, sir.
you want to share something or you want to share a joke or something? For few
Sir,
minutes.
actually, I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah. Tell me.
Sir, aren't we looking for any innovation like electrical aircraft, sir, in each of these?
No, we are not looking at innovation.
Mm.
Okay, innovation in the sense, if it is not mentioned that electrical aircraft, don't do it.
Mm.
Only solar powered will do the solar one. Okay. The
And
reason is, the reason is, if you look at electrical and solar, you cannot apply these weight estimation principle.
mm.
And even now, what is commonly known, okay, what is commonly used is only this type of equations. That
Mm.
is, I mean, fueled aircraft only. 80, 95, 90, 95% aircraft are using this one.
Mm. Sir,
When you
but
go to
based on the selection of this fuel, for example, if you are going for any biofuel,
hmm,
this mass fraction would vary, right, sir?
mass fraction would vary. Yes, definitely.
Mm.
But then we don't take that into account. We go by empirical formula in many of this.
Oh.
Okay. So
Mm.
you want to get an initial rough weight estimate to proceed. Because only if you get the weight, you can design anything else.
Mm.
But the solar guys will tell you a different story. If they do their homework right, they will probably even tell you a different process or procedure where you do the
Yes,
weight
sir.
estimation not in the beginning but later. That can also be one of the approaches. Just to say that there is no single uniquely defined way for aero design. But
Mm.
what you are doing here is the process used in 90 to 95% of the cases. Okay, so you learn
Okay.
the most used methodology. That is why we have seminars. You will be learning from other groups also. What are the problems they face? I gave solar because their weight estimation process will be different. From your group, we learn something about you know crossing other countries' airspace. Should you look into that?
Mm.
You understand, yeah? So, are there any rules for that? What should you look out for? So, these kind of things can be only brought out by you. Okay, even I won't have an idea or I may forget. Only when you bring out these issues, we'll know. So,
Okay.
yes, if you want
Mm.
to learn about electric and other things, you can learn. Unfortunately, this time I haven't given electric vehicle, but I given one solar panel, solar
Mm.
spy plane. You can get an idea of what they are doing.
Yes, sir. And one more thing, sir. Like, just a general doubt. Like,
Yeah.
how did the first person like came across like a formula or a methodology for this aircraft design, sir?
He didn't. He
Ah.
didn't kind any methodology. He just used, uh, experimentally. They found they are using trial and error method.
Mm-hmm.
Then many people lost their lives, actually, lost their limbs and lives. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then by trial and error, they knew they should do this, they should not do this. It worked on this regime, didn't work in this regime.
Mm-hmm.
Then slowly, when data accumulated, they realized you can have a safer method,
Mm-hmm.
not go radically thing, but then for this, if you use this safe method, then you can innovate in other areas.
Mm-hmm.
So that is when they started using the empirical estimate.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay,
Mm.
they saw that it was working. Once they see that it's working, they'll try to follow that issue, follow that methodology.
Okay. So every methodology can even have an error.
It will. So
Mm.
that is why this is just conceptual design.
Ah.
Then there will be preliminary design and then detailed design, and
Yes, sir.
then there will be a prototype. Then it will be extensively tested. Even before you made the prototype, the model will be tested extensively in preliminary design.
Mm.
Okay. Then when you make the detailed design and have the first prototype, you are pakka sure that it will run, it will fly.
Mm.
And then there will be test pilots who will actually test it out.
Mm.
Okay. Even if they feel that something is wrong, they wouldn't be going further. Then after that, it will go to the certification.
Mm.
So only after it is certified, it will fly. So many processes are there because human lives are involved, right?
Yes, sir.
Even then, there are some bugs, so which should be minimized. You should probably go down to zero in your times.
Mm.
You get the seriousness and the idea, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Good.
Mm. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So, shall we proceed with another? Proceed with our
Sir, I just
slides.
had
Yeah. Hmm. Yes, Sanjay.
as I saw the mission profile for the strategic bomber.
Hmm,
So
hmm.
the refueling takes place before the second cruise. I mean the combat cruise. But sir,
Not that it should take place.
okay,
Okay, it can. For a particular strategic bomber, they have drawn a typical profile.
okay, sir. No,
For
I
your
thought the combat range is like it is a
hmm,
distance covered forth and back without refueling, sir. So we cannot
hmm.
use the range equation unless we consider for this additional weight.
They may have a different mission specification. Okay,
Okay,
for that mission profile, I'm just giving you some idea. Okay, for combat, you may have to come down. There will be another descent, another climb.
okay,
Things
sir.
like that, I'm making it familiar to you. For your own mission profile, you have to draw your own mission profile, and you have to reason out why you are drawn that, and you are telling that you are designing your airplane only for that mission profile.
Okay, sir.
Then, if someone chooses a different mission profile, they may have to estimate whether this plane will, survive that mission profile, or it can be. If it cannot do that, you shouldn't use it. Or if it can do that and still have some fuel remaining, you can use the other mission.
Okay,
Okay?
okay, sir.
Practically. Practically, the mission profile is not known for fighters or military aircraft.
Okay,
It is not known what mission they will be involved in. So they choose the generic mission profile.
okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Civil aircrafts, you pretty much know, the range and all those stuff.
Yes, sir. That is quite general.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We'll go back to the slides. We'll have one more break later if possible. Now, gross takeoff weight estimation, derivation, and equation. This is the basically very simple derivation. Uh, Only the process you may get confused initially. If you go through it in the book or in this, slide, it may look different, but both are the same. For some people, they will say, "Sir, in the book a different process is given, and the slide different process is given. Which one do you use?" Okay, you say use whatever you want. whatever you understand. Because if you look at it closely, they are the same. Okay. And the simple weight distribution, initially, we can say that takeoff weight consists of payload, fuel, crew, structure, engine, and avionics. Now, empty weight consists only of structure weight, engine weight, and avionics. So, the fuel, crew, these, and payload, all these are additional weight. When you add these to the empty weight, you will get the maximum takeoff weight. MTOW is called maximum takeoff weight. Okay. So typical fuel weight breakdown for a particular plane. Don't take it as a the fuel percentage is so much, structure is so much, payload is so much, expendable payload is so much. Okay. So simple equation. You may have other crew or passengers are there. You may have to think of it differently. Finally, we'll look at it. Okay. You put even passengers here if you have passengers instead of crew. So we'll start with this initial simple equation. Takeoff weight is payload weight plus fuel weight plus crew weight, or if you have passengers weight plus empty weight. This empty weight is what is important, but we'll assume the total weight initially. The payload and crew are known from design requirements, so this weight you know already. Okay. The unknowns are the fuel weight and empty weight. Crew weight you know already, so fuel weight and empty weight are unknown. Now, how do we find it out? This is the okay. So we'll rewrite this equation: payload plus crew. Then fuel weight we'll write it as a fuel weight fraction into takeoff weight. W fuel by W takeoff into W takeoff. This fuel weight fraction. Empty weight also we'll call it as empty weight fraction. Empty weight by empty takeoff weight into takeoff. So this is known as fuel weight fraction. Sorry, this is known as fuel weight fraction. I'm sorry. And this term is known as empty weight fraction. Okay. Now, all these have takeoff weight. This doesn't have takeoff weight. So keep these two on the right hand side and take these two terms to the left hand side. So you will get this W takeoff is all these are coefficient of W takeoff. Now collect all these coefficients, okay, and solve for W takeoff. You will get this W takeoff is W payload plus crew, or if you have passengers. Okay, add that there. Anything except this empty weight and fuel weight you put on the top. Divided by 1 minus W fuel by W takeoff minus W empty by W takeoff. Now what you do is you initially assume a takeoff weight. You look at your comparison. Now you have surveyed some aircrafts. Okay. From those aircrafts, generally you take the average or take something you similar to your design. Or if you don't have anything, you assume some takeoff weight. The closer it is to the actual solution, the faster will be your iterative process. So try to take it from comparison aircraft, which you have already. You have done it already. Now, after assuming that, we will calculate this fuel weight fraction for every mission segment, like takeoff, climb, cruise, landing, everything. Then finally, we'll find the final fuel weight fraction. How much fuel is consumed. Now, if your design is good, you don't want to carry extra fuel more than the reserved fuel. Okay, so you carry some 5 to 6% reserve fuel, but not more than that. You don't want to carry too much fuel because that will increase the weight and increase the weight of everything else also. So it will be very expensive. So for the good design, you try to estimate that fuel weight. Now you have assumed the takeoff weight, right? subtract the fuel weight and this payload crew weight from the takeoff weight. What will you get? You will get an empty weight. Okay. You will get an empty weight. Now, see whether the fraction of empty weight to takeoff weight is what you want. You'll have a graph to determine what is the fraction you want, empty weight to takeoff weight. So, if it is not giving the correct empty weight you want, what do? You take this empty weight at the end of iteration, that as the empty weight, and then add this fuel pay, see what you do is we'll have another formula here which is missing here. Okay, using that formula you have one more estimation of empty weight or maximum takeoff weight. These two should be the same. If they are not the same, you keep iterating on this maximum takeoff weight until the difference is small. Then you say that my iteration is converged. This is my takeoff weight. So it will be better if you go through the book also, Cork's book. Okay, and you tell me what you understand. The iterative process, how you will iterate for your aircraft. So initial weight for fuel to gross takeoff weight can be calculated. Empty weight to gross takeoff weight fraction taken historical data. These two weights should match now. Okay. So this weight fraction is taken from historical data or literature review of earlier aircraft. We use historical data. Okay. That is empty weight to gross takeoff weight. Remember, I want you to be familiar with the process. So even if you get a wrong weight and wrong design, it doesn't really matter so much. But through the process, we'll be refining later. Even this weight estimate will be refined later. Again through empirically observed formula. So this way it's called as preliminary weight estimation. We'll have one more refined weight estimation at a later stage in the design process. But even that is based on some empirically derived data. So this data is given in your textbook in a graph. Looking at the graph, you can get this weight fraction. So you devise your own method. Okay, what are you doing? You tell me whether I will tell you whether what you are doing is correct or not. Otherwise, you won't understand the process. You may now think that you understand, unless you go through one or two cycles. You won't be sure. If you are not sure, if you are getting something crazy, you approach me. We'll look at your iterative process. So takeoff weight is payload weight plus fuel weight. This is Cork's approach he is giving, not Crook, Cork. Okay. So hello. The fixed weight, usually called payload, consists of the following: non-expendable, which is crew and equipment. You can't throw away the crew or equipment and sensors. And expendable weight, bombs, missiles, cannon, and ammunition. Passengers, you don't drop them, during the cruise, but only at the end of landing. Okay. So anyway, they are called as expendable weights from this point of view. Then baggage or cargo. So this is actually what he has taken as Cork's approach is the same as what he has told earlier. So empty weight available is what you calculate from the fuel consumed process. How much fuel is consumed, how much payload is there, you subtract from maximum takeoff weight, you get the empty weight. Then required empty weight you get from historical trend. There is some expression for that There's also a graph for that. You can either use the graph or the expression. It's up to you. If you use expression, you can actually use a computer code. If you use a graph, you may have to prepare a table and use a computer code, or you may have to do it manually. Those are the only differences. Anyway, it's up to you. You return the empty weight record. Both of them should match. If they don't match, you replace this here, and then you carry through the iteration once more. Now this condition, what he is telling is, finally you get a value. If the difference between the previous value and that value is less than 1% of the value you are getting, you can stop. That is the condition given by Rajesh, or he's just telling that you should be so accurate, even your preliminary weight estimation. Anyway, even if you make this 0.01 as 0.02 up to 0.05, I'm okay. But I will have a look at it. If it is, the weight is too much, then I may ask you to, go down further. We'll review this during your presentation. Yes, this is the historical data. You may have, okay, this is PAN, not PAN, P-A-N-T-H, Pant. Pant is, not correct name. Dr. Pant is, he's a professor in IIT Bombay. So he was actually, a student of our JC sir. Now he is the top man in aero design in IIT Bombay. Rajesh sir has very close contact with him. Okay. So that is where this, knack deck and all he is getting from Dr. Pantwal. I believe some of you may be participating in knack deck, national. What is the expansion of knack deck? Who are participating?
Sir, it's National Aerospace Conceptual Design Competition, sir.
Yes. Who are participating? Which group members rather? Group members? Which groups from our design?
Groups.
Just
Sir,
tell one by one. They can say. Who are
yes,
you?
sir.
Your name?
Ananthakrishnan, sir.
Ananthakrishnan from which group? Group
Group
number?
6.
Group 6. This tourist aircraft. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then any other?
Sandita Patnaik.
From group 13 or 3? Group 3, I think. Sandita, which group are you in? Yeah, anyway. Now.
Yes, sir. And Renish, Rajashri and Surya, sir.
Renish Rajashri, Surya Prasad or Surya?
Surya Prakash.
Surya Prakash. Okay. Okay. So now, you see they have some lines in this graph. On x-axis you have gross weight, which is the maximum takeoff weight. On the y-axis you have empty weight. Then when this takeoff weight increases, this empty weight fraction is not constant. It is almost a straight line for different types of aircrafts. For military cargo, jet transport, twin turboprop, jet fighter. Some of these may be similar to your design. You can take that line. I may have given a water bomber, but there is no water bomber similar anything to similar to water bomber here. So you can take the general aviation. Okay, if it is not there. So it's a straight line graph here. What you do is you can see whether the empty weight you predict using this method, assuming the initial gross weight is the same as what you get from subtracting the fuel weight. Each segment some fuel is consumed, like that. If not, you substitute this fuel weight fraction and get the the next empty weight and keep iterating until they converge. So this is some results are given for light civil aircraft, fighter aircraft, and bomber and transport aircraft. At the student takeoff weight, the regime is very different for these. The lightweight is from up to 10 power 4 kg, and the next one fighter aircraft is from somewhere 700 kg to uh, 10,000 kg or something like that. 10 power 4 is 10,000, right? 10 power 5 is more than 1 lakh kg. Whereas bomber and transport will be they start only at 40,000 or something kg, and they go up to 2.5 lakhs kg. You see, you can see that it's a log scale. Okay, so it becomes a straight line only in a log scale. And x-axis also is a log scale, y-axis also is a log scale. So keep that in mind when you take off readings from this scale. Whereas the earlier one, this data is just a linear data. Okay. Then, or you can have a formula. See, from the straight line, you can have your own formula of the graph. That is one idea. Another one is you can have a formula which is already historically given. Wmt by W takeoff is A into W takeoff power C into K. Now this K, what is this K? K is 1 for conventional fixed wing. For 1.0 for wing with variable sweep or canard. Canard also I think it is variable sweep. That is, you look at our fighter aircraft, the MiG aircraft in our, have you seen the MiG aircraft in our hangar? Which is no longer there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That MiG aircraft can have two positions. Wing is one front position and one rear position. You are aware of that, right? Are you aware of that? Yes or no? Well, it can. Okay. What you see the setback position usually. During takeoff, it will have the wing forward position. The wings won't be set back so much. So, for variable C, this K should be 1.04. So, using that for your. So, you have to have an idea whether you are using that right at this stage. And there are coefficients A and C which are unknown. You take them from this data for various types of aircraft. This is another way to do the problem. Whatever you feel suitable for your design, please do that. Okay. Now, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Tell something. 2-3 minutes. What are
About today, sir.
Huh? Hello?
Can it be something today only I watched?
I don't get you. What I tell you?
Today only I was watching morning. I was watching Olympics. It was swimming competitions right now. 100-meter butterfly.
I see. That is 100 meters butterfly. Men's or women?
No, it was women.
Women. Okay. Butterfly. Any heats or finals?
Finals.
Finals. Wow. Medals, who got the medals?
First and second place, USA got. First
Yeah,
place
USA
was,
got the gold medal. Huh?
yep.
Okay, then
Uh, Second place,
you remember the name of the winner? Not necessary, just casually. You can tell whatever you feel like casually.
no, I don't remember. I remember
Okay,
the
okay.
one who made the world record was present there. Lily King,
Okay. Who was? I mean, which country?
USA only. She was
Okay.
also participant, but she couldn't beat her world record again.
Oh, okay, okay. Who was second and third? You remember?
No, sir, I don't quite remember that.
Okay, okay, good. So USA got one medal today. When did it start? I am not keeping track of this, so I just want to ask you.
It's
When did
already
Olympics start?
today is fourth day, I think.
First day.
Fourth,
Oh,
fourth.
okay. Fourth day. Okay, good. How did India fare? Did anyone make to the finals?
Yeah, one silver we got.
Okay, okay.
Weightlifting.
No, no. Oh, swimming, no one.
No, not swimming.
Swimming
Oh,
three
weightlifting.
participants.
Okay, three participants.
Yes, sir. Basically,
Okay,
we had
last.
a guy
Huh.
from Palakkad, Sajin Prakash.
Wow.
He participated and in 200 fly, but he didn't qualify. But that itself
Okay.
is a big achievement. He did 1 minute 57 seconds.
I mean, swimming, huh?
Yes, 200
I see.
butterfly.
I see. 200 butterfly. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, good. Yeah, participating itself is a, kind of good thing. Representing a nation, that's a good thing. Okay, we'll continue for, class is over, right? I thought
Yes, sir.
9:50. Okay, good. So we'll stop here. Where do we stop? Where should we start? The fuel interaction, all those formula we'll see next class. Okay. What should we do? All these things we'll see next class.
So I just wanted to ask something.
Tell me.
Sir, you said that Megacraft is no more there. So what happened? Like, is it because they are renovating the lab?
Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, renovating the lab. Yeah, renovating the lab. They are building a new building. So all labs and hangar are now they have taken it down and they are moving it to a new place. I mean, they are building. So I think 2, 3 stories are being built up.
Oh,
So Sri Krishnan sir will have more data about it. Sir, I don't even go outside my room when I come to office.
okay,
Due to COVID, I stay within the building. I don't go out anywhere else.
okay, sir.
Okay. Sri Krishnan sir is looking after that.
Okay.
He just inform us that labs are now dismantled and they are in a different place. So yes, renovation. They are
Oh,
trying to build it better. Okay. Shall we stop today? I'll take attendance to stop the
yes.
recording.